So I am 47 years old and apparently right at the footsteps of some format of perimenopause. My period started getting really, really weird a couple of months ago. I was over 3 weeks late for it 1 month, and I'd never been anything but super regular. At 3 weeks, I took a pregnancy test. I'm like, oh my God, please don't let me be pregnant. I was not, thank goodness. Every once in a while, I wake up in the middle of the night and I am a hot mess and I'm sweating all over. And so I assume that I am going through the beginning of some format of change. Anyway, I will get back to that a little bit later. Recently, I had the opportunity to escape the cold weather of Chicago and head down to Sarasota in Florida just for a couple of nights. And it was, number one, so amazing to be gone, to be on a beach, to walk in the water, to see a sunset. That west coast of Florida is just beyond beautiful. Every time I go down there, I start looking up realtors and things like that. And then I realize I just absolutely cannot afford to be on the beach down there. Someday we're going to put it on our life goals. So I'm down in Florida and I love to eat out. I love seafood. Anytime I go by myself or I go with someone else, the goal is always to try to eat as many different formats of seafood as possible in a short period of time. So oysters, crab, octopus, conch, shrimp. Oh, what else did I have? Tuna, salmon. I think this trip I counted 10. And so that's the number one things I like to do are be at the beach, reading a book, just relaxing, and then also making sure that I get my seafood in. When I go away or when I go out to eat, which I used to do a lot more often, everything this past year has obviously shut some of that down, but I'm also trying to eat more at home, so I'm a little healthier. But when I go out, I make sure that I do my job to tip correctly. I was a server for many, many years. Jason was a bartender for many years. My kids work part-time in the restaurant doing busboy services. And so I know how hard that job is. As a chiropractor, I run my own practice. I have 11 employees, and there certainly comes with ups and downs of, being busy, not being busy, navigating the financial aspects of it, navigating the marketing and the HR. And there certainly are very difficult parts of running your practice. But I will tell you, you could not pay me $1 million to go back and be a server full time. It is many times a thankless job. Many times you're dealing with super rude customers. Sometimes things are your fault. Most of the times things aren't your fault and they're just staring you down, causing problems and causing you a lot of stress, quite frankly. I remember being a server and just multiple times being so in the weeds. And I think I have 7 things I need to do right now. So you have to quickly prioritize, who am I going to piss off least? Who's the nicest? And it is the weirdest juggling act that you have to do in your brain. If you haven't worked in the service industry in any way, not just servers, any type of service industry, I think it's hard to truly understand the pressure and the stress that comes at you. So when I'm out, I always know, unless someone's done really something wrong, I'm tipping 20%. If you've made my whole day, I'm going to throw on a couple extra bucks or an extra $5. And it truly is amazing to see once that server has seen that tip, how they react. And the fact that $3 extra sometimes and really doing a good job of tipping when someone's done their best to serve you in a great way and added value to your day, you can see the appreciation because many people don't tip at all or tip really, really lowly. So anyway, I'll get off my tipping soapbox and I'll get back to my period. So I go on this trip, and when I left, I had just finished my period maybe 2 weeks before, and I looked at tampons in my closet. I'm like, I'm not going to need those. So I didn't pack them, but I thought maybe I should bring a few. No, I'm not going to get my period. Well, second day of my trip, and I get my period. And with these menopausal-ish, I don't know, swings, I used to get my period light, medium, heavy, light, and then go away, about 5 days. Well, now sometimes I get it for 10 days and it's light flow. Some days I get it for, some weeks I get it, or month, I get it for 3 days. And it's like my period has a freaking cape on it. It's like a super period. So luckily, while I was out of town with no tampons or any other things to take care of this problem, I get a super period with 2 capes on it. So I go down to the gift shop in the hotel I'm staying at. I said, "Hi, do you have tampons?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We're all out of them." I was like, "Oh, okay." So there is a shopping center that's walkable from where I'm staying in Sarasota. And we walk down there and I'm looking around at all, there's so many shops and restaurants and things like that. And we don't see any convenience stores or any drug stores at all. So went in and got a drink and some seafood, because you know how much I love seafood, at a bar in one of the restaurants. And the server was super nice. And I'm like, "Hi, you don't happen to have any tampons, do you?" I said, "I can't find it. Or is there a drugstore close by?" And she said, "No, there's not one down in the shopping center at all. They just don't have them." So I told her about how they were sold out at the hotel. And she goes in her purse and gives me 4 tampons. Now, they're also the smallest size tampon. And my period with a cape is not going to do well with these, but at least I have something. So later I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure there's somewhere else I can either, get it. If I have to Uber it to me or something, we didn't have a car. So we get these, I go home, I'm okay for like a half a day. And so the next morning I go back to the gift shop and I'm like, "Hi," I'm like, "There's no chance that you got tampons in, are there?" And she's like, "No, they're actually closing our gift shop, so they're not reordering things." I was like, "Okay." So now I have to go to the front desk, and there is a man behind the front desk and a woman behind the front desk. And the woman, of course, is on the phone. So I go closer to her, but then the man comes over looking like, "Hi, can I help you?" I'm like, "Hi," I almost whisper, "Hi, I need to ask her about tampons." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he kind of backs off. We all have a little chuckle. The woman gets off the phone. She was on the phone with another person that was looking for tampons because they're sold out at the store and there's no place to walk to get them. And so, and so she's like, "Hi, there's actually someone else here that's looking for the same thing." So I'm like, "Hi," I'm like, "You're out of tampons. I went downtown. There's no convenience stores. I tried to actually get Uber Eats or Instacart. And of course it was a Sunday, so they weren't closed. The closest I could get was on Monday." I'm like, "I can't get them. We're going to the airport later today. I just need a few." And so she gives me one. She goes out to her car to get them. And then she explains that her managers are all male. And while they're closing down this shop, she has told them, "This is non-negotiable. We can't not have tampons or any support for women here. We have to have them here, even if we're closing this down. It's just, you have to have it. You're a hotel. People are going to forget them or run out or need them for some reason." So I'm good for another hour. And now I'm having lunch before headed to the airport. And I know at the airport I'll be able to get them. So the server, again, I have to be like, "Hi, I'm so sorry to ask you, do you happen to have a tampon?" She doesn't, but she goes and rallies up the other servers and gets me one teeny tiny tampon and a teeny tiny pad. So I'm at least good until I can get to the airport. So we get there, we go through security, we find our gate, and there is just one, bookshop or whatever. So I go in and I look at the woman and I said, "Hi," I said, I look around, I can't find tampons. "Can you tell me where your tampons in are?" She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we're all sold out." I just walked out and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." So I had to walk to a different part of the airport to finally buy one box of tampons. So this lasted over 24 hours that I'm trying to search down tampons. And so it's a long podcast about tampons. But here's my plea. If you own a business, if you own a restaurant, if you own a hotel, especially, have them available. Have an extra large box just in the back and let all your staff know if someone needs one, just to give them to them. I actually, when I got home, bought a big box and I brought it into my practice because I've never thought of this. That being said, we live close to about 17 convenience stores, so it's a less of a problem here than it was there. So I'm very thankful that I was able to track down those tampons. And when I really look at it, it's another example of women helping women, helping women, helping women. But let's get our act together and have the tampons, especially at a hotel. Have a great day.